Hey,
Denise,
Michelle, it's great to catch up with you because I just got a box from you again.
awesome. Awesome.
Helga, you get to witness this
Oh, wow. What are you unpacking? Tea.
full case of Cape Breton tea. Anyways,
Awesome.
some of my old favorites. I don't, and I wanted to talk about your new ones because I don't know a whole lot about these. I did not order the black tea out of the Natalie MacMaster inspired set.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Um, I know that you are raving about how the autograph does really cool stuff and the kitchen party. I just can't wait to get into that one. Can you talk to me about those and then the black tea as well?
Mm-hmm.
So that when I drink this, I've heard it straight from your mouth.
Thanks, Denise. So playing with the autograph, do you want to read the intention on the front of that package?
Sure, let me turn it around. Sure, she says. I've been on the computer all day. Each of us has unique gifts for others to treasure. Create your special signature for others to be inspired.
So what I've discovered with this one is that so often we try to tell people they have a special gift, or we thank them for something they've done for us, or they've thanked us for something we've done. And lots of times we don't even know what our special gift is. We don't know that the smile that we gave someone meant their whole day changed. But if we start to think about the gifts that we have and we pass them to somebody just by saying, you know, I've used this before, I think you would find it valuable. And then all of a sudden they put that in with the gifts that they have and they start to change and transition and things happen. And sometimes we hold our gifts close and we don't always offer them. Or we have things we've discovered that we don't share. But when we hold them back, then we're holding back the discoveries that other people can have. And so when I'm drinking that tea, I'm always thinking about what gift do I have that I could offer to others that they might magnify who they are just because I said I sure hope you're able to share your gifts. So pretty powerful.
Okay, I'm loving that. How about you, Helga?
I love to hear that, and I think I should try it.
You ready to talk about kitchen party?
Oh, kitchen party. And we had a lot of those here this week. Celtic Colors International Festival. Yes. Lots of kitchen parties.
Ooh, look at the ingredients. It's got green tea, rose hip, blue pea flower, blue cornflower, petals, hibiscus, honeybush, hawthorn fruit, rose petals, and natural flavors. Okay, and let me read the affirmation on this one. Lift your spirits by connecting music and friends in celebration. So,
Mhm.
what have you got to share that's extra special that nobody else in the world knows yet about this?
Well, one thing somebody did ask me when it says natural flavor, so many people assume it's artificial. But the companies that I work with that I bring the ingredients in from, those are essential oils. So they're very powerful. So even though it says natural flavor, it doesn't mean that they've just added a little something to it. They've actually added some essence of the herbs. So you've got even more power within what's happening. So I wanted to just say that piece. But the kitchen parties here, what happens is the musicians, they love to play and they love to end up at somebody's house. They love to be in the kitchen and people love to be there for the music. And then inevitably, it's always too small a space, but inevitably the table gets pushed back in the chairs and then a dance breaks out. But the thing that happens is this connection of people, musicians that may have never played together before, some that don't have a lot of experience, some that have lots, and they all learn and grow from each other. And then the people who may not play an instrument, maybe they're a dancer, they might be getting up and dancing, but maybe they're the person who's pulling the baking out of the kitchen cupboard or the freezer. And then they're the one making the tea and bringing it out for everybody. And they're playing host. And there's this whole role that happens, and then this magic that starts to transpire because everybody's there for a good time. And the Celtic music lifts you up so incredibly. And so when you're looking at the kitchen party tea, it has the mood scale on it because how the ingredients interact with each other and how you set up the tea will make a different colored tea. So from a tea artist perspective, your tea is going to be a different color. And even though it comes out of the same package, it won't always be the same. So yes, you're seeing there a gray colored tea can show up, and we called it a yawn. And then it starts to go through the purples into blue, and then it comes out as a bright purple is the corker. So that would be your top-notch kitchen party. But if you're making the tea in whatever color you get, there's this opportunity to connect with the color. And so I recommend you actually put the hot tea into a wine glass with a stem, and you let the steam come up and you get fog, and it looks lovely, and you hold on to the stem so it's not hot. You can smell the tea. You can sip it at that temperature, but it really gets better, particularly the green tea, gets better as it starts to cool a little bit. And then as it cools, you're going to start to put your hand underneath and you're going to hold the color. And you'll just do that automatically, and it feels great. And when we connect with color, and we all know that from Touch for Health, we can do a color balance, and we can shift things with color. And to be able to hold on to that tea and the herbs, and then be able to have you transform with the music, the idea of a party, the idea of gathering together, it's pretty powerful.
Well, what am I missing by not ordering the black tea?
Well, something really interesting about black tea, when we made Fit as a Fiddle, we wanted to choose a tea. I say we because my daughter assisted me with this, so the two of us worked on the blends, but we chose the orange pekoe tea because that's what most people around here like to choose for a tea, and the audience that Natalie has, a lot of those people are going to be orange pekoe drinkers. Orange pekoe is a grade of leaf. So some people just think it's a name that's been given to tea, but it's actually what kind of grade of leaf it is and where it grew. But the orange pekoe has caffeine in it, and it has these lovely chemical reactions because of the caffeine that calms the system. And most people think of a black tea as something that's going to give you that kick in the morning to get you going. But what it actually does is it drops you out of your fight and flight response and calms the system down, and then it opens up your mind. You think you got this jolt of caffeine to kickstart your day, but what you actually did was calm the system, which is really cool.
Wow, that is new knowledge for me. Thank you.
Was new knowledge for me too. As I was prepping for the concerts last week, I did 3 shows with the teas, and as I was prepping and discovered this about the kinds of caffeine, and just the way that people typically think about their black tea here and about drinking orange pekoe, and then to realize, you know, yes, when company comes over, you offer them a cup of tea. Around here, a lot of people will offer them an orange pekoe, and you're actually providing the space for them to relax a little bit, take a deeper breath, clear their mind, have a conversation with you, solve the problem, or, you know, just gossip about the neighbors, whatever it happens to be, and then carry on with your day. And so it's a great ritual to bring in there. The Fit as a Fiddle, all 3 tea blends have rose petals in them because of the love and compassion and the opportunity to bring in, around here we've got a lot of wild rose petals. We used a dark rose petal for these blends in particular, just because of the flavor that comes out of them. But that brings in that opportunity of that self-love, but also the love for others and creating community. And Fit as a Fiddle was named, we were joking about what does fit as a fiddle mean? And some stories came out about dancing on the ships as they were coming across to Canada and trying to stay fit and keep moving. And that was called Fit as a Fiddle. We were joking about that. It's not true. It sounded really good.
It's a good story.
It's a great story. I'll give that credit to Colin McLeod. He talked about that at our first show. But the idea of the wood that's within the fiddle, the history that comes from it, and both of you are from, you're from the West Coast, and you've got those beautiful, beautiful trees for hundreds of years. The knowledge, the history, the sturdiness, the strength that comes from that. And then when the wood's chosen for the fiddle and even for the bow, you've got all that history that comes in to that instrument. And then you have the history of the tunes that come down from there. And then you have the history of the family that led to the person who's the musician. You put all of that together and you think about, okay, now I'm going to sip on Fit as a Fiddle. I'm sipping on history, culture, knowledge, support that's coming down. And now where am I going to take my gifts? How am I going to advance that out to the other people? And that tea just becomes so powerful. Yeah.
I'm so glad I asked you to fill me in on some of that because it's not in my usual knowingness. And then not only that, but you included in my order the harmony coasters and the artwork. It might be
Wow.
upside down, I'm not sure, but look at these, Helga.
It's beautiful.
These were all done by Tanya Levy, is that correct?
Yes. Yep.
Wow.
So those are pictures of nature here in Nova Scotia or on Cape Breton Island. Everything's run through filters. That case, it was run through AI with very specific, we were targeting guides and support, and then creating the images that we needed for the stages of building resiliency. Coming from a problem, and then how do you solve it? And then how, as you get to that one, how do you call in all the other gifts of other people so that you can really start to thrive?
Wow. Beautiful.
Let me just pulse that for everybody.
Thanks,
So how
Denise.
about for our group today, I choose something out of the pile. How often do you get somebody to choose a card for you, Miss Michelle?
Hey, that sounds awesome. I take that.
So how about we have an intention for supporting our gifts, sharing our gifts, manifestation. And my deepest wish is for your teas to get all over the world from little old Nova Scotia and to connect with, I don't know if a lot of people know who Natalie MacMaster is. She comes from your province. You have a personal history with her, right? Back from your dance days.
Yep, I do.
How
Yeah.
great to have somebody famous helping you with her name on your product. Okay, so with all, oh, I got a tingle. Oh, is this the right one? Oh, where is the tingle? This is the one. This is about, can you see it? This is about holy basil, peace, prosperity, and grace. Notes C to F connector. As you transition from your earthly connection, you find your inner power, your flame of possibility. As the flame becomes empowered, your true self can shine through, bringing trauma wisdom forward to guide. You realize the gifts entrusted to you and realize the light that can shine from your being as you step forward to be a light for others. Well, with the intention I created for us to draw that card, isn't that just spot on?
Mm-hmm. And that's C to
Our
F
next cup
connector.
of tea will sit on this.
Exactly. It's
In
waterproof.
fact, right now, my water is going to go sit on it right now.
Perfect. And that one, the C to F connector is from your root to your heart. And so sometimes we can be grounded, sometimes we can have our heart center, but sometimes we need that link to bring us through from both. So, and also to stay connected. So if you're thinking again about that tea, you think about Fit as a Fiddle and you think about the tree and the root, and then you come through to maybe the autograph, which is then pulling you into those gifts and those ideas. those two can be a way for you to navigate through. Yeah.
And the kitchen party, obviously being grounded in your skill and your craft and sharing it with your heart, putting the emotion into your gift.
Mhm.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah.
But that's been fun.
Awesome. Thank you both.